let's talk about a little bit of a different topic here. Let's talk about shot placement on a whitetail deer. Everybody's looking for that broadside, quartered away, hit the opposite shoulder shot, you know. That's everybody's dream shot they want to take. It's the perfect shot to take, it, you know. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's a guy I used to watch. His name's Dan Fitzgerald, man. And one of the best DVDs that ever was made was Down for the Count. And he was my idol growing up. That's who I got to watch. I got to watch a lot of, you know, great videos of Dan Fitzgerald and Ted Nugent and Noel Feather. And there was just, and then, you know, then I started watching Realtree and stuff like that as they come out. But my idol growing up was Dan Fitzgerald. And he taught me a lot about shot placements. And you're going to pass up, and you'll hear this in some of his old videos. You're going to pass up a lot of opportunities to put meat on that table if you're not willing to take that risky shot. Now, if I got a deer, say he's coming at me, you are the tree stand. He's coming at you like this, and he veers off, whatever. He's coming at you, and you're like, oh man, I can't take that straight on shot. Well, me, I'm gonna put my ear. I'm gonna look at that deer. I look through the deer as I'm looking at the vitals. So I'm gonna shoot an inch to the right or left or whatever which way I can beside that spine, and I'm gonna bury that arrow right down through them lungs. I'm going to try to clip the heart and at least go out of the lung, but I'm clipping that liver too on the way back. I don't care. I'm going to take that liver and come out them intestines if I have to. That's a dead deer. I'm going to find that deer, and that's just the way it goes. A lot of guys will bash me for this, but I'll take those risky shots. But I know I'm going to put that meat down on the ground, and I'm very good at finding deer. And I have the Michigan deer trackers that with their dogs that will help me if I need them. A lot of times we don't need them. We'll call them. We'll let them know what's going on. We'll have them on standby, but I usually find those deer. A lot of you guys have already seen that in these videos. My friends will speak for you. My buddy JoJo, he shot one, sent me a video, and it was a far out video. And just by the way the deer reacted to the shot, he said, man, I smoked that deer. I said, no, you hit that deer far back. Leave it late to go find it in the morning. And he waited the next day, found it still alive, got a second shot in it, put that deer down, and he hit it right where I said he hit it far back. It's a lot of experience. I can tell just by the way a deer reacts where I hit that deer. But anyways, that deer's coming in broadside, and you get that perfect shot. Great. I love it too. Everybody likes to watch their deer run 10 yards, 15 yards, stop, look back, and fall over dead. That's the typical way to do it. But if I had $1 for every time I had to pass up a deer because I didn't think the shot was optimal, I'd be rich. If I had a quarter for every time I took that shot because I know I could get a vital, I'd be even richer. I'm not going to pass up a shot that I know I can put that deer down. Is there a chance of wounding a deer? Sure. There's a chance of wounding a deer at 10 yards perfectly broadside too. You could only get one lung. You can shoot high. There's a chance to wound a deer at any time you take a shot. There's a chance. Is it a higher chance, higher risk if you are going to take those risky shots? Sure. Practice. I'll practice from a house roof. Most of the time I'm on the ground, so I'm shooting my bow off the ground, and I'm doing it from different angles through thickets. I'm practicing different angled shots. I've did it my whole life. People that have known me my whole life know I'll take that 70-yard shot, but I practice those shots. I have practiced those shots consistently all year long. I'm practicing those shots, and that's just how you got to do it. And if I got a deer coming straight at me or he's straight underneath my stand, I'm not waiting for him to walk out here 30 yards to get broadside. I'm gonna let him have it. I'm going to drill him right down through that, beside that spine, and get in there to tickle one of those lungs, get that heart clipping out the liver, through the guts, whatever if I can get lung gut, that's a perfect shot for me. So I'm going to take those shots that I feel I can put that deer down with, and say you got a deer that's perfectly broadside. It's just like this, and you want to hit right here. You want to hit him right here in that pocket, and you go to shoot, and that deer takes that duck, and you hit him up here. There's always a chance of wounding that deer. A lot of guys will bash you for this. I'm going to take the shot that I know. I'm going to put that deer down, and will I wound some? Yeah, but I haven't lost a deer in a long time, and I'm not bragging. It's just I haven't. Have I made some shots that people are unhappy with? Yep, I'm sure everybody in the woods has. But we get that deer. So Don't ever let anybody tell you that, oh my gosh, you should not have took that shot, especially when you're sitting there holding that buck and oh, that was a terrible shot. Well, that buck's in my hands. That meat's in my freezer. While you're sitting there keyboard warrioring me, I got my deer. So, I'm not telling you to take a shot that's terrible, and there's plenty of places you can hit a deer in no man's land. You can hit them. You can get one lung, and without pushing that deer until his other lung collapses, you're not going to get that deer. You can hit them in the hind end unless you get that artery back there. You're done. But I'm going to be bluntly honest with you. You hit that deer. Here's a deer. You hit him in between. Here's a deer. Right here. Here's a whole deer. You hit that deer anywhere. Here, say this is the spine. This is no man's land all through here. Here's the spine. You hit that deer anywhere from right here, mid-body, behind that front shoulder right here, where these knuckles are. Say this is the front shoulder. You hit him anywhere mid-body, all the way back. Say here's the hind quarter. In between those legs, mid-body down, that's a dying deer. The deer don't have a doctor out in the woods going to patch them up. You hit that deer mid-body or lower, in between those legs, especially with the type of angle, and you go, it's a dying deer. Yeah, you want to always try to hit that opposite shoulder. But if that deer's quartered to me, I'm going to try to go in between the shoulder and brisket, whap him up in there, and have my arrow shoot right out the back end of him. And I'm taking everything out I possibly can. And if my arrow's full of green guts, you know what? I'm sorry it sounds this way, guys, but I'm going to get my deer. I'm going to get my deer. I don't like them laying out there suffering. That's why I always say you want to try to take a lung or a heart, clip, liver with those guts. But don't be scared to say, oh, if I take that shot, I could get lungs, but I'm going to hit the guts as well. Take that shot, put that deer down. If you get double lung and gut, he ain't going far. If you get one lung, liver, gut, it might take him an hour to die. It might take him 30 seconds to die. It might take him 4 hours to die, but it's a dying deer. It happens. A lot of the times that these guys, on TV are shooting these deer and you see them hit them way far back and they walk out and track and find their deer, they're waiting hours and hours, and they already had found that deer and it's all staged and they're walking up. They're not going to finding a gut shot deer 20 minutes after it was shot. Ain't gonna happen. Just ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen on a 6-month-old deer, let alone a 5-year-old buck. So, anyways, take those shots. Don't be scared, but do not take shots. I'm not telling you to take shots that are where you can't hit no vitals. Take a vital shot if you got one. Send that arrow or that bullet flying right up in through there. As long as you can get a clip of a heart, a lung, and out the guts, you're gonna find that deer. If you can shoot down through, and now mind you, if you're shooting straight down, them lungs are in and out like this, you still want to have one leg forward, kind of give that lung a little bit of an oblong shape because you can shoot right between those lungs. You can do it. And it can happen. I've seen it happen. You want to try to shoot down through there, and that's why I say angle it back toward that liver, and take that shot when he's down underneath you. Take that shot, thump, send it right down, and say, okay. And you guys, a lot of people think that liver sets way back behind the lungs. Say here's the lungs, that liver runs right along the back of those lungs, just like that right there. Matter of fact, it sets that sets kind of in between them and comes down. So the lungs here, it's actually wrapped up in there a little bit and comes behind those lungs just like that, and it's actually only about that wide. So people think that the liver's that big around, sitting behind those lungs. That's not the case. Behind the lungs that far, behind the lungs 3 inches, you're in the intestines. So you guys have all gutted deer. You should know this. So just don't be scared to take those shots is all I'm saying. Thanks again, guys, for watching Spars Outdoors. Have a good one.